Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Owen and this is IncramentaMOD. In this series, I'll be adding one mod for every quest that I complete in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now, as you might know, Oblivion is probably one of the most unstable games to mod and barely runs well at the best of time. So I've had to make a series of fixes and a few mods just to make it playable up to, say, the standard of a 2012 RPG, or something similar to Skyrim. Now, if you've been thinking about modding Oblivion and doing something similar, I would really recommend Zambrin Gaming's YouTube channel, where he's got modding the easy way, parts 1 and 2. There's a few simple changes I'd make, seeing as it's a little bit old now. For instance, running Mod Organizer 2 is highly recommended, and I'll probably go through and show you how to get all of the extra programs like Rybash and OBMM running as well. And I think he even speaks to that in his comments section. It looks like he's moved to that method too. So I've basically followed all of the recommended mods in Zambrin Gaming's video, and I've just added a few extra stability and crash fix kind of mods in here as well. Now, before we get into actually showing some of the gameplay of Oblivion and introducing my character, we're actually going to look over the mods here in MO2 that I'm running at the moment. Now, I'm going to ignore the requirement mods as well as the specific mod patches, because they'll just be obvious. First up, we've got the unofficial Oblivion patches, including the Oblivion patch, Shivering Isles patch, and the DLC patch. Next one up here is auto update leveled items and spells. That allows you to continue to play with some of those leveled items even as you progress through the game. The combat stance reanimation mod really helps with animating the standing, turning, blocking, all those kind of animations in the game. New Vegas Ernie Crash is a big one. This one's used in basically all of the Bethesda games and stops a lot of those stuttering and then subsequent crashes. And Engine Bug Fixes does something similar. Enhanced camera here, that's an interesting one. What it kind of does is it basically pulls the camera from a third person into the head of the first person character and allows you to see your body and adds to the kind of animations that you'd expect to see in a first person game. Link is a promising little mod that has come out rather recently, and it's similar to the Skyrim mod manager, where you've got a menu in-game that you can use to modify the mod settings. The light compatible skeleton is one fix that I'm looking at trying to do that stops the kind of hovering and floatiness of bodies when you hit them, when characters die. I still see quite a lot of that, especially with enchanted weapons. Loggen is a program that's used to help those distant objects come into focus. This is used in conjunction with another little thing here that I run called TES4 Loggen. Purge Cell Buffers Plus Plus is a useful mod that purges cell buffers, quite obviously, but it also does that in a way that doesn't really affect the game throughout your progress, but is really helpful as you continue to layer on mods. When we get to about 100 mods, this will be a critical mod. Finally, we've got better saves, which improves the save functionality. Then I've got all of the texture packs, including this one. This is a rather new mod. What this has done is a popular Morrowind modder called Ferrum, I believe, has identified that a number of mods in Oblivion have had some kind of issue with the meshes or the draw calls, apparently, where these textures or meshes or something would use a lot of resources in the game and would cause frame rate issues. So he's done an official patch to fix the unofficial Oblivion patch, but there's probably more to come, and we're going to see a lot more of these come through in 2021. Finally, I want to talk about what I want to run in the base mods for quests and overhauls. So I really wanted to try out the Lost Spires. I've been highly recommended in the past and I've never gotten around to it. We've also got Mascar's Oblivion Overhaul, um, which is recommended in the video by Zambrine Gaming. And then we've also got Oblivion Nouveau Uncut. Now this adds a whole lot of content that was cut from the base game, but still has the original voice actors and everything, so I'm really keen to check it out. Darn UI is probably one of the most popular UI mods, and it's been around for a decade almost. This is basically necessary if you want to play on PC. However, a lot of people are moving now to Northern UI, and actually I think I would prefer Northern UI, but Oblivion's notorious for having UI issues if you try to chop and change. So if you're thinking about maybe making a similar mod list, try installing Northern UI first and see how that goes, because I'd recommend that, especially if you want some controller functionality. The last two mods I've got here is Enhanced Hotkeys, which is really helpful for cycling spells and weapon and equipment loadouts, and Time Enough at Last, which delays some parts of the main quest. Now, since I'm a beginner YouTuber and I had to get my head around how to upload videos, splicing, and the rest of it, as well as the time I've spent just testing out the mod list to see if this is even feasible, I've completed one quest. Now, this was the quest where you give the Amulet of Kings to Joffrey, and at the completion of that, I decided to add in Loot Menu. This mod is a fantastic little mod. I think it's necessary for any of the Bethesda games. What it does is allows you to quickly loot containers, and you'll see that when we go through in the game. Alright, let's get into Oblivion, and I will show you my current character Shae. Hit Oblivion, hit run, and off we go. Alright, we're in. Okay, shocking weather. Okay, so this is Shae. Now, with enhanced hotkeys, I'll show you my current loadout. Now, I am going to be making a character who's a heavy armor warrior, but also works with alteration. So I wanted to make Shae a natural born leader, to try to get followers, perhaps even some summons in the future. Here's her current major skill list. I've added alchemy here because I really wanted to make a build in Oblivion where I could make some potent potions, something I've never done before. I've also decided that Shae will have a chemical fascination, so this is a tendency to try out different alcohols and potions. And unfortunately, we did come across some skooma already, and she's taken to that like a duck to water. And here is Shae in just her everyday outfit. We've added a few enchanted items that we've found throughout the game so far, just an increase to athletics and some water breathing. And here's something that increases the illusion of the character. Here's the completed quest. Now I'm actually thinking about using the completed quest section to count the extra mods that I've got. So at the moment we've got 6 completed quests, so that I'm going to add in 6 mods. Now sometimes you'll have a mod that's going to require other mods, and I'm going to have to count them in total. So at the moment I've wanted to join the Fighters Guild. I think it's a good start for a amateur warrior. Unfortunately, the mod that I wanted to use, which is Fighters Guild Quests and Guild Advancement. However, to use Guild Advancement, not only do you need Fighters Guild Quests, but you also need Mages Guild Quests. So that's going to be 3 mods that I've got to install. out of this completed quest thing. So we've got our first one, which is loot menu, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3 being guild advancement, major skill quest, and fighter skill quest. That leaves 2 additional mods that I've got free, and I'd welcome any suggestions. Alright, so you've had a brief introduction to Shae. Now we get to add in the Fighters Guild quests, Majors Guild quests, and Guild Advancement. If this is the first time you see Mod Organizer 2, it's pretty simple. Basically, what I've done so far is I've just downloaded a whole bunch of mods. When I've gone to do the installation, I've made sure that the data file is in the correct spot. It's been pushed across into this list here, and I can just tick these to bring in the files into the current build. So what I'm going to do is click Fighters Guild Quests, Majors Guild Quests, and Guild Advancement. And what you'll see is that here they are down the bottom. Now that might break the game, so you've always got to hit sort your plugins with loot. Okay, that's now going through the plugins and putting them in the correct load order. And there you go. This is one of the greatest things about loot, is that it gives you a heads up on any patches that you might need. So what it said here is that you seem to be using Fighters Guild Quest, but you have not enabled a compatibility patch for this mod. So I've got to go through and grab the Fighters Guild Quest and Majors Guild Quest patch, which I've already got, it looks like. There it is. Turn that on as well. Let's sort the plugins one more time. And we're all done. We've got one warning, but this is only for new games, and I didn't do that. Another thing you always want to do when you add a new mod is to refresh your bashed patch with rybash. I'd really recommend looking into rybash and the bashed patch functionality. Now, if you've ever wanted to learn more about rybash and some of the modding tools, I really can't recommend Gamer Poets enough. The man is a legend in the modding community, and his videos are absolutely incredible. So in MO2, what we're going to do is hit rybash here, click run, and we'll run rybash from within Mod Organizer 2. Okay, this is rybash. What we do is we grab our bashed patch and we click rebuild patch. Here we are, there's a patch that can be deactivated after we build the patch. That's good. The less ESPs running, the better. And there we go. Bash patch is all completed. Let's get into Oblivion and get down to Anvil and start the Fighters Guild. Now I've tried my best to give you an experience that doesn't have many crashes, but as I am modding this incrementally, there's a higher chance that I'm going to get more crashes to desktop. Luckily for you, you don't have to see them all, and you don't get to watch as many of the loading screens. Alright, we're in Anvil. Now time to find the Fighters Guild and join up.
Hi there.
Azan.
I'm Azan, head of the Anvil Fighters Guild chapter, and advanced blunt weapons trainer. The Fighters Guild is always looking for new members. If you've got a clean record and don't have a bounty on your head, we may be able to use you. Are you interested in joining? Fine. You are now an associate in the Fighters Guild. For contracts, speak either with me or with Burzgro Kosh in Cheydinhall. Good luck to you. A contract for you? I think I've got something that suits your experience. Arvina Phyllis has some problem with rats in her house. Yes, rats. I'm sure she can explain it to you better than I. She lives here in Anvil. Go and talk to her. Good luck. Go take care of the
Alright, our
rats,
first
then
quest.
talk to me.
Ah, you must be from the Fighters Guild. Good, I have a problem. It has to do with the rats in my basement. That's right. Rats in my basement. And something has been killing them. It's horrible. My poor babies. You must do something. I don't know what I'd do without them. Their little pink noses, their scaly little tails. Please get to the basement and find out what's happening. Please save my
Let's
little
sort out
rats.
these rats. Wow, that was quick. Thank you, Mr. Man-at-Arms. I didn't even get to swing.
Well, what have you found? Did you take care of my babies? What was going on down there? A mountain lion? In my basement? But how? That's not possible. But it happened. What if there are more? What if it wasn't alone? Where there's one, there will be more. Find Pinarus Inventius. He's a hunter and knows this area inside and out. He'll know what to do. Please, go find Pinarus and those mountain lions.
What can I... Pinarus Inventius, hunter, woodsman, and marksman at your service. Mountain lions? Here! Odd. If they're around, I can find them. Come with me. A hunt will do us good, and maybe make that old nut feel better. Let's go hunting.
Let's... Yeah, we're out on a hunt at 1 in the morning. Let's see what we come across.
Hi there.
If they're out here, they'll be in this area. I can't imagine there are more than 4 of them. Let's take care of this. I fought mudcrabs more fearsome than you. I think that'll be all of them. Can't imagine more in this area. You can go tell Arvina this is all taken care of. Good hunting.
You've got to take care of those mountain lions! You think you've gotten rid of them all? You do? Well, you haven't! There's one in my basement right now! Go get it! Thank the gods you killed that thing. This is ridiculous. Someone's out to get me, to get my poor babies. I'll bet it's that Quillweave next door. She's the one. She's never liked me or my sweet little pets. I know it's her. I've even seen her sneaking around in back of my house at night. She thinks she's so smart. She and all the other women. I'll show her. I want you to keep an eye on her. Find out what she's up to. Please save my little rats.
Alright. Time to do some sleuthing.
I've heard Argonia is a strange and treacherous place. It's no wonder odd things are happening there.
So long.
You too.
Right. You can just stay here.
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
I'm not very good at sneaking.
Stop!
Ah!
You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now for...
Well, after being apprehended after my dirty rat of a follower turned me in for touching his pockets, I'm gonna start all over again. Well, the sun has come up and we're gonna have to do that all
What's
over
this
again.
about? What?
Let's try again tomorrow. I've got you.
Yes. What can I do for you? You what? Well, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. I would never go skulking about. Fine, you've got me. I figured if I left some rotten meat outside, the nasty little things would come out, and the guards would take care of them. Mountain lions? In her basement? I just wanted to lure her vermin outside. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, except the rats. Please, don't tell her. And if you can keep this our little secret, I can make it worth your while. There's a bit about acrobatics I can teach you. Give it some thought.
I'll take that acrobatics training.
Eat outside, the nasty little things would come out, and the guards would take care of them. Mountain lions? In her basement? I just wanted to lure her vermin outside. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, except the rats. Please, don't tell her. And if you can keep this our little secret, I can make it worth your while. There's a bit about acrobatics I can teach you. Give it some thought.
I'll take that acrobatics training.
Oh, my poor little rats. So, did you follow her? She's behind it, isn't she? She didn't, huh? But you've taken care of the problem, and I suppose that's what counts. Thanks for that. Here's your payment. Oh, my rats are so cute.
Oh, I know why I'm so loud. I'm still wearing these metal boots.
So, you didn't sell me out. I appreciate that. Well, I said I'd make it worth your while. So let me teach you a little something. You've got to be light on your feet to make it around here, and that's something I'm good at. Maybe you can be too. Take care.
I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Be seeing you.
Back to the Fighters Guild.
Well met. I'll need someone who's at least an apprentice for this job. Maybe you're ready for advancement? I'm sorry, you're not yet ready for a promotion.
Oh.
Keep completing contracts and take care of any assigned duties. You've got a lot to learn.
Might pay for some blunt training while I'm here.
I'm willing to teach if you're willing to learn.
Hello.
Well met.
I don't...
Well, a rat problem is completed.
don't know what to think about the attack on the chapel.
Alright, well, I think that'll do the first episode of the Progressive Mod Challenge. Thanks for watching, and if you've got any recommended mods that you'd like to see come up in the next few videos, let me know. We'll start off the next episode with adding one new mod and continuing on with the Fighters Guild. Thank you.